Welcome back. You're here with Crystal Tottenham from Crystal Clear Coaching, and it's my birthday. I am 37 years young today, and I had such a big weekend between work and going to a film festival and just singing lots of karaoke. I actually had the day off today and didn't really do much. It was great, and I managed to even fix 1.5 dresses that just have very simple things that needed fixed on them in order for me to wear the pretty things. So yay. Also wandered down to the beach in the evening and then went out for a solo dinner date and but also got spoilt by my lovely flatmate. Gave me a little card, koalas on it, and she picked up on my vibes, so I tell everyone Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when it's Christmas, New Year's kind of time usually. And I've done it for a long time, and sometimes I'm known for deliberately confusing holidays and birthdays, and so wish people happy Halloween, at Easter, and happy Easter at Christmas, and fun stuff like that. Just keeping people on their toes, what can I say? Anyway, she also picked up some frangipanis for me from our tree outside. It's very exciting. This one's getting a little bit sad, but we're gonna rock it anyway. Yeah, and I just wanted to come on here. It's always a reflecting kind of time when it's your birthday, especially if you actually are terrible at planning things on your birthday and you don't actually have solid plans and you're away from your family, like I am. But had lots of chats with people today and lots of messages. So thank you for anyone that might be watching that is in that camp. And otherwise, I just know, there's been birthdays that I felt really quite sad because you have these kind of expectations of something being a bit more exciting maybe, and when I was a lot younger there was more celebration around my birthday, and I think that happens for all of us as we get older on the most part, unless we're still as much of a party animal as we were then and we actually host the things and make them happen, or you're really lucky you've got someone in your life that always plan something for you. So part of me was like, oh, am I going to be feeling a little sad to be hanging out all alone on my birthday? But honestly, I kind of love being alone. I love doing my own thing, so I had a great day. Not much to report, but still had a great day. And I've just done a couple of huge days of being an extrovert at the film festival, so that did my dash. If it wasn't for that, if I'd just been doing the regular things, I would have made more of an effort. I did go to karaoke, not only at the film festival, but on the 5th of February, and that was for my birthday, and my friend Neve came out with me, so thank you, Neve. So we have celebrated outside with people a little bit too, and I am very lucky that I have found some friends over here, but also, I'm only 6 months in. Some of these friends are from further back, because Kiwis love to come over here, all that, and anyway, not important. I just want to speak to anyone that experiences their birthday from more of a place of sadness in recent years. I've definitely been there. Mostly wasn't there today. I feel I love, it's such a privilege to get older and spend more time on this earth. I think I remember it was in my late 20s, let's see, when I just moved to Vancouver and I didn't know many people and it was my birthday, and I remember being a little sad because I try to reach out and get people I'd just met to come to my birthday, and people have lives. It ended up just being me and my mate, but that mate is one of my best mates, so it was great and wonderful, and like it's actually all fine. But when you'd hope to have a bit more of a celebration, can be a bit of a disappointment. And even if you don't hope for that, you still, I don't know, there's still like, oh, this, you start comparing yourself and where you thought you'd be by now at whatever, back when you were, I don't know, whatever age, or your early 20s or something, comparing to where you thought you'd be by now to where you actually are. And that can be a bit confronting if you don't feel like you're where you want to be yet. Or maybe you thought you'd have a partner by now, and that's just not been the case. Yeah. Like, I definitely resonate with that last one a bit, but then I do truly love my own company, and doing things on my own. It is just, yeah, your birthdays and holidays is kind of the time that you do like to be with people a bit more though. And I've definitely had my dash, don't worry. Like, just because I didn't necessarily hang out with people today doesn't mean that I haven't celebrated my birthday with people, because I definitely have. But yeah, like, it's not like, so not even a few months ago, month and a half ago when it was Christmas, I actually spent the day alone with a dog and a guinea pig. So I guess that wasn't fully alone, because I was house sitting, and I probably could have gone and joined in on friends' things if I didn't have to be responsible for these pets. So that was a little hard, but it was also fine. It was just another day, and I still had fun for what it's worth, my rambling point is, I think I feel better this year, because I've just learnt to not set expectations on what this day is, and sometimes the expectations will creep up on me, but at least I notice, I did have an expectation, and you notice, that was an expectation. Do I actually need to have that bring my mood down? Or maybe you just want a good cry. You just want to let it out. Feel your feelings. I am all for that. Sometimes, like, it's like actually an enjoyable cry, because you're just like, wow, what I thought life would be at this age, if you'd even thought about it, which, to be honest, I hadn't really. Each year, I don't know, more of a live in the moment kind of gal, which has its upsides and downsides, but sometimes I just like a bit of cathartic, like, emotional check-in as to, like, where I'm at, where I want to be going, what do I want my next year to look like, what did I hope for in the past year that has happened and that hasn't happened, and what has happened for me is that I finally moved to Australia, so there's actually progress to report. Whereas the few years before that, there didn't feel like much progress, and it was a little more depressing, maybe. Actually, that's a really good point. Actually, I have felt better because I did something different this year, this past year. But yeah, turning 37 as a woman, who definitely in my late teens, early 20s, definitely wanted to have kids, it's a little confronting, because as you get older, because that becomes less and less possible. But also, as I've got older, I've realised that I don't necessarily have to have those things. I don't, like, it would be nice to have it with the right partner, but like I've got to live my life and be my own person, and I'm so thankful for that, and travel around and just not be beholden to anyone or anything, and there is a beauty to that. Um, and and so I know that um, whatever way the fates choose, like I will make the best of it, and I don't feel so desperate for um, motherhood, you could say, that I am going to just drive myself insane wishing for something that may or may not happen, like that may not happen, and then like I'll just, God, that would just be awful. And so like anyone that is in that boat, that knows 100% that they want kids and they're getting older, like that is scary too, because you just feel the time ticking away. And I just wanted to like speak to this because it's we all feel it as we get older, especially on our birthdays. This, time keeps passing, and I feel like the past few years, I mean this decade really, we're now in 2026, we can call this a decade, since 2020 has just been unprecedented event after unprecedented event. It's not even easy to say. That's just rude. Like, it's not been a hard enough decade so far. So yeah, it's been. I just feel like, before that, in like the 2010s, I just had so much more hope for the world and the future and what I was doing in it. So anyway, but I also felt like I was going to be young forever then, and the past few years I have realized, oh no, I'm an older person now. I'm not old, don't get me wrong, but I'm an older person now. I have things to teach. I can go back to my old film school and teach the students that have just come out of high school, and they are legitimately half my age. So, you know, fun times. Yeah, but if anyone, is having a birthday, I mean, I suppose you'd have to be around this time for it to be resonant right now, but I'm sure you can think back to your last birthday, and to how you felt. I just wanted to speak to that, and like, if I really knew that I desperately didn't want to hang out alone on my birthday, I would have reached out to friends and planned something, but I didn't, because I like my alone time, I like doing my own thing. But if you're ever in a boat where you can't, people have their own busy lives, they're not thinking about your birthday coming up as importantly as you are. And I know that speaking from both sides, because I really built up in my head for a long time that I had to have the most awesome birthday posts every single time for all my good friends. And I would spend sometimes hours trying to pick the right meme or gif or like something that was going to just be hilarious and catch them off guard, or just like excite them. And that became just like too much, and I kind of just I learned to just, I'm like, okay, I've got like 5 minutes to make a post, or really 2 minutes ideally, to pick something. Like, yes, I can still pick a gif or a meme, but I have to pick one, and it can't be perfect. I can't spend like ages trawling Pinterest for the perfect e-card, which I did a lot. And every time my memories come up on my face, I've got so many that were very niche to my relationship with each person, which I know my friends really loved and appreciated, but then I honestly just had to be like, if I have the energy to wish someone a happy birthday that is a little more flamboyant, I will. But if I just wish my good friend happy birthday and keep it at that, and keep it at under 1 minute posting situation, then at least they've got the love from me earlier in the day, you know? Yeah. And I think I know, like, a few years ago I just felt like I was collecting all the birthday greetings on my birthday, in a way, like all the online birthday greetings, but still almost looking for the people that hadn't messaged me yet, my good friends that hadn't messaged me yet, but often they're on the other side of the world and it's just not actually my birthday there yet, or they're just busy with their lives, and that's actually fine. It'd be different if it was like someone like that is with me day in, day out, and they forgot. But even then, I just find that funny. For instance, my wonderful mother today, she had been like kind of loitering on the outskirts of all my birthday posts from different people and liking things all day long. Hadn't called me, hadn't sent me a message. And so I was just waiting, and I thought this morning, oh well, Mum will call me soon, and then I will, then I'll get to chat to her, and I'm like, cool, we'll have a chat for like an hour or so. Anyway, that was kind of a plan in my head for what I was going to do with my day. And then it got later and later in the day, and she was still loitering and liking posts and watching things, and I'm just like, anytime now, Mum, come on. Anyway, finally gave up at around 5 p.m. Australian time, which is like 8 p.m. New Zealand time. I called her and I was like, hey, what's going on, Mum? Anything you want to... And I knew she knew it was my birthday, but she's like, oh, I thought you were at work or something. I was like, did you ask me? Did you send me like one message to say, hey, happy birthday, call me when you're free? Like, anyway, she's hilarious. Love her. But yeah, I knew that the love was coming from the outskirts all day long from her. And, you know, hearing from your immediate family feels a little more important. And I know their passions and how they're gonna, how they tend to show up. My sister is always quick on the mark, straight into it. My dad this morning had tried to call me at like 5:30 in the morning Australian time, not doing the time difference thing. Thankfully, my phone's always on silent, so it didn't wake me up or anything. Then I woke up and he called me from the John. I'm just like, why? Like, you couldn't wait until you were done in there to call me? Video call too. I mean, I didn't see nothing, but just no. Anyway, my parents are hilarious. And I love that. That was a hilarious moment in my day. Couple of moments. Anyway. And I'm very lucky to have a silly, wonderful family like that. And I knew my brother would get around to it once he'd been adventuring, doing whatever he was doing today, and sure enough he did. So, yeah, it's funny. But I used to make it mean so much if somebody that was a good friend, like, hadn't messaged me earlier on. I mean, like, it didn't take me long to notice I was doing that and be like, I don't want to be doing that, so screw that. And I have learned to let it go. But, you know, I'm still, like, checking things. And that's why, actually, weirdly, as much as I didn't work today, I was actually like, I prefer to work on my birthday now, because then I'm not just like, then like I don't have to plan anything, and I just see people naturally, and I get happy birthdays in person naturally. Yeah, and there was another time when I was working on a TV show called Spartacus back on the first round, and it was my birthday, and we just started up like the production, so it was still very small crew. It was my second season, so people knew me already. And I didn't tell anyone but one person a couple of weeks before that it was my birthday coming up. She's like, I'm probably going to forget. Can you just make sure you tell other people? And then I didn't, and then it was a birthday. And then I was like, oh, but I can't tell people because it's my birthday. They're just supposed to know, even though they didn't know, because how could they? They can't read my mind. Anyway, so I spent the whole day going around thinking it's my birthday and nobody knows, and just being sad, and like, I like the attention. I'm an attention whore. I'm sorry. I am. I'm not sorry. Anyway, so I went all around all day doing all my running rounds, because I was the costume runner, talking to all the different people in the department as to what they needed for today. I just need a happy birthday, man. Anyway, turns out she had remembered they'd snuck off and got a bunch of cakes, and right as I was about to leave for the day, and they were like, Crystal, can you just come in here? There's just one more thing. And I'm like, oh, God, nobody's known it's a birthday all day. Sob. Anyway, I walk in to where they asked me, and they had a cupcakes for me, or for us to share, and they were saying happy birthday, and I was like, oh, they did know. Okay, all right. But I learned a lesson that year. I think it was probably my 23rd birthday, maybe 22nd. It's a hot second ago now. And yeah, I realised people can't read your mind. They've got their own things going on, you know? And so from then on, if it was my birthday and I was at work, especially on a film set, there's just 1,000 people around to wish you a happy birthday, but they can't do it if they don't know it's your birthday. So I just always was that person that would just announce to everyone that it was my birthday, and then I'd get happy birthdays all over the place. And I don't know, it's very much external validation, which I'm talking about on here, is not being what you're aiming for. But I didn't know that then, and also sometimes it's just nice. Okay. So yeah, but it's noticing when you're feeling like you need the external validation. And I definitely obviously had moments where I felt I needed it, like that day where I didn't tell anyone, and then I thought I was all sad on my birthday. Unnecessary, because if I just told someone when I first came into work that morning, before starting the 10-hour day, that I could have had a happy day. It's so stupid what we do to ourselves. Anyway, so yeah, I do love working on my birthday because I like to be around people, within a degree, I say, on a day I spent alone on my birthday. Anyway, but also, how much of that is a social contract? We're supposed to spend our birthdays with people that we love, and well, I'm a person that I love. That counts, right? I still talk to lots of people that I loved online, and that counts too. And my wonderful flatmate in person pulled together a cute little set for me and gave me rainbow cake. So really, no complaints over here. Good times. But yeah, those times where you have a birthday and you get the birthday sadness. It's okay, but I mean, feel the feelings. They're coming up for a reason. What are they telling you? What can we do to notice what's at the root there? What's actually coming up for us? Is it someone that we legitimately actually had expectations of, but in a way that reflected promises you felt were made by this person, or you'd made to each other, that maybe weren't met? And that's more a heart-sinking moment for that relationship to realize oh, they don't actually own up to their promises, and this is not the first time it's happened, and that can be very confronting. But also sometimes you're just oh no, I don't need to make it a big deal, that wasn't actually, that person was just busy with their own shit that day, and they got around to it eventually, even if it was belated. Anyway, I've really talked about this way longer than I intended to. Classic me. But yeah, if you're ever sad on your birthday, I mean, just remember you're with you. You're the best person in your life. So, yeah, what can you do to cultivate you better so that in the next year you feel more empowered to create the life and the art that you want in the world, How can you tune into you to figure out what's going on with you whenever this birthday sadness comes up? Maybe it's that you lost a loved one that used to wish you the first happy birthday, and it's really hard actually doing your birthday without them, and that's totally okay. And maybe you just want to feel that feeling, and maybe you actually choose to have a day alone each time it's your birthday, because you actually just want to sit in that sadness and honour that memory of that person. Or sometimes you want to find a way to celebrate, or turn that around for yourself, and you want to make sure that you're inviting people. But I would say, like, sometimes you could invite lots of people around just to try and keep your mind off it and keep you busy, but the sadness is still there. And it's like, well, if it just keeps coming up, well, do you want to notice why is that? And is there anything you could shift that might help that be less intense the next year? But also, like, it's fine if it's just there. Grief comes in waves. Yeah. Yeah, I did a little intention setting today. Not nearly as much as I intended to do. But I did go to the beach and I cleansed some of my crystals and had a little mantra. So that was fun. It's good to do. Anyway, happy birthday to me. If anybody else is an Aquarius, happy birthday to you too, whenever it was or is. And I will see you tomorrow.